And good morning, everyone.
This meeting is
Welcome.
being recorded.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the July 15th meeting of the West Sacramento Area Flood Control Agency. I remind everyone that pursuant to the Governor's Executive Order N29-20, members of the West Sacramento Area Flood Control Agency and staff will participate in this meeting via teleconference to reduce the spread of COVID-19. Members of the public have been asked to watch the meeting via live stream and to submit any comments in writing by this morning at 8 a.m. on July 15th. I'll call the meeting to order. Would the clerk please take the roll?
Okay, Director Ledesma.
Here.
Vice Chair Alcala.
Here.
Chair Ramos.
Here.
All are present, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to our first item on our agenda, which is item 1A, presentation by matters from the public on matters not on the agenda. Have we had any submissions or comments? Seeing none, we will move on to item 1B, which was a report out on our closed session.
The board met this morning on the two items listed on the closed session agenda and took no reportable action.
Thank you. Item 1C, monthly and year-to-date revenue and expense reports.
Okay, good morning, members of the board and staff. I will be reporting on the revenue and expenditures for the month of May 2021. In our O&M Fund 870, the balance at the beginning was approximately $2.82 million. Revenue was $2.28 million, and that was due to the agency receiving the second installment of the assessment. And expenditures were $62,000, making the ending position for Fund 870 to be $5.04 million. In our CIP Fund 871, the beginning balance was approximately $4.08 million. The agency received $55,000 in revenue and expenditures totaled $229,000, making Fund 871's ending position to be $3.9 million. At the end of the month, the combined cash position was $11.01 million, and as of July 8th, the combined cash position was approximately $10.18 million. So staff is still currently working with state to true up quarters 38 and 39. There's a little bit of hiccup. So once we know more information, I hope to update you more about that at our next meeting. Other than that, I don't really have anything else to report. Please let me know if you have any questions for me or staff.
Thank you. Any questions from board members? No, we appreciate the report and we look forward to more activity. Thanks. We'll move on to item 1D, which is board appointments and or reappointments. This is an item we're going to try to stay on schedule and do on an annual basis now at the first meeting of our fiscal calendar year. So which is a requirement that we appoint a board chair and a vice chair, I believe. Is there anyone else, Greg, that we need to do? Or okay. So I'll entertain any discussion amongst the board members if we want to stay pat for this coming year, or does anyone recommend any changes?
Didn't we just do this? Or was that been a year?
Yeah, I think we did it because Norma came on and we had not done it on an annual basis. So I think it's Greg's feeling. I mean, we're by our charter or JPA agreement, we're supposed to do it on an annual basis. So that's why we're doing it.
Thank you. Okay. I have no issues with kind of want to continue.
Well, I would take that as a motion
Yes.
that we would stay with the current board positions of myself as chair and Director Akala as vice chair. Is there a second for that?
Second.
First and seconded. Would, is this something we should do a roll vote on?
Yes.
Okay. Would you take the roll, clerk? Jim?
Okay. Director Ledesma,
Aye.
Vice Chair Alcala,
Aye.
Chair Ramos,
Aye.
motion carries. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. On to our consent items, of which there are two. A resolution to appropriate funds for the West Sacramento Federal Project, and also approval of our June 17th, 2021 minutes. Any comments on the consent agenda? If not, I would make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second.
Then first and seconded by Ramos and Ledesma. Would the clerk please take the roll?
Director Ledesma,
Aye.
Vice Chair Alcala,
Aye.
Chair Ramos,
Aye.
consent is approved. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. On to our regular agenda, which is fairly short this month as well. So we'll go to item 4A, which is the WSAFCA project reports. I guess I'll turn that over to Greg unless you have someone else doing part of it.
Yeah, Paul's going to lead this that part this morning.
Okay, very good. Paul.
Thank you, Chair Ramos and members of the board. I have a few program updates to highlight for you today. We are at the finish line to close out the Rivers EIP project. The joint use agreement has been transmitted and received by DWR, and this is one of the last steps in the closeout process. So we'll actually finally close the project out with DWR. We're waiting for the Army Corps of Engineers to complete their quality control review of the EIR EIS before the public information session can be scheduled. So please stay tuned. We're looking now like the public meeting will be scheduled in August instead of July, as previously reported. In terms of the Yolo East Bypass project, the 100% design plans have been transmitted to the Army Corps of Engineers. Once appropriations are received and approved, the Army Corps will be able to release that along with the bid documents out, hopefully by the beginning of 2022. That's our hope. And then in terms of what's going on at the federal level, the House Committee on Energy and Water Bill the subcommittee on Energy and Water Bill met earlier this week. I believe the full committee meets tomorrow for final markup. Sources tell us that the West Sacramento project is included as a new start with $17.9 million. So that's what we know to date. And then in terms of the congressional dedicated fund requests, Senator Feinstein's and Padilla and Congresswoman Matsui all included the Yolo bypass study in their requests. And we also know that Senator Feinstein included an additional $5 million for the West Sacramento project. And that's what I have to report today.
Okay. So that means if that goes through, there'd be 22.9 million total available for construction.
That's correct.
Okay.
It would help us.
Okay.
It would help us launch into the next segment.
Right. Right.
Then Chair Ramos, I also, we're still pushing for additional funds for the project in the Army Corps work plan. So assuming that the final bill pluses up money for the Corps, the message is still, you know, the more money, the better for our project.
Understood. And that would come after the budget's approved, I assume. So,
Yeah, it's typically.
okay. Any questions or comments from other board members?
Nope.
Hearing none, we'll move on to our next item, which is director's comments.
I have none.
Okay. I have none either. So with that, we're adjourned.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you all. And appreciate you guys letting me change the
The
time.
recording has
Thank you.
stopped.
No worries.